Hello, welcome back. This is Insti and I'm continuing playing Agatha Christie Evil Under the Sun. Well, last episode we finally got these names, which we probably use to open the box on the island. November 27, January 28, December 27, April 28. So obviously we are using these to open the zodiac sign box. But I don't know the markings. I'm guessing the order will be November, December, January, April, because that would be logical, but I don't know about the markings. So what we are going to do now is go back to the island, because we have things to do in there. Hopefully I can end this. Yes, hopefully I can end this episode on.
Let's be off then.
End this game on this episode.
Gladys and I have seen several of Miss Stewart's films. It's a tragedy she can't make any more now. You know, it got me thinking. Film stars are immortal. Years and years after they die, they are still up on the screen, entertaining us and taking our minds off our troubles. Did you ever think of that? Film stars never die.
Well, you do have a point, yes. Hopefully somebody says what are the zodiac signs, because I don't recognize them. If there's no clues, I probably have to check them. I'm certain it's the zodiac signs of the girls, and the line is okay. So do I get any? No, if I remember correctly. I can't remember. I only remember a few of those. Okay, I'll have to check the zodiac signs. I'll be right back. Okay, now I have the zodiac signs. Linda Marshall is Sagittarius, so is Doris Chapman. Virginia Price Waverly is Capricorn, and Estella Havisham is Aries. I don't know. I know they will be on this line, but is Linda here or here? I'll start as Linda on here, and if I remember correctly, I'll check my notes. It should be this. So, and this. Last will be that. No. Well, I'm turning the wrong one. Come on. Yeah, now it's correct. And the last one is... The second last one should be this. Nothing happens. So... Either I have wrong ones, or I have to reverse these. I'll try first that. I'll put the Linda on top. Hopefully that's the only thing I have wrong. So I can change this. I can't. No, I can't roll it on the other way. So I do hope it opens, because then I'm in problem.
You do yourself a credit, mon ami. Bravo.
Okay.
A discovery of significant importance.
So, now we have that. What do we do that? Let's check what we have and see what we can do. A key. I'm guessing we can finally open the key to tower, or whatever it is on the book voodoo for the serious practitioner. Voodoo of the serious practitioner, charms, prayers, spells, and rituals for every occasion. That's good for it to have for every occasion. A warning, power always must be used in the service of good, or it can turn on you threefold. With great power comes great responsibility. Introduction, secrets of the mambo, the polomatan, tools of the mambo, ingredients, where to find them, potions, finding your one true love, prayers of happiness and prosperity, wax effigies and their uses, rituals of defense, rituals of attack, meet the loi. Okay, that is disturbing. I don't know. We probably can use the key now. So, let's see if we can finally get things moving on. Wrong place. I think it's faster through here. And after that, we probably can... we are going to the other place, but let's see.
Hello. What have we here? Mrs. Castle's wire recorder. I'd almost forgotten about that.
All right. Yes. But why was it here? So somebody's been using that for what? Right. Now I want to go back to the murder beach and check the cave.
Can you row me to Cutter's Cove?
Mr. Poirot, after your efforts to find Millie's killer, I'll row you any time you like. You need only ask me. Climb in.
Okay, now we are here. So I'm not certain what was the use of the recorder in there. Maybe maybe she used it in the ritual in the area, because apparently, well, we can guess she made some kind of ritual over there. Because chicken blood, chicken feathers, and what else?
That does not make sense.
So maybe it was just some ritual.
A hidden passage. Now we're getting somewhere.
Yes, we are. Because again,
For heaven's sake, it looks like an army has marched through here. Poirot, the invasion. I think not, Hastings. These are not the footprints of many men, but of one man only, passing here many times.
steady on, Hastings. Anything I can see in here? Not really. At least not for now. Are... isn't this... Yes, this goes straight...
This is a useful point to measure the time it takes to reach Cutter's Cove, the spot that will be the scene of the murder.
Okay, so we are measuring this. Okay, fine. Where's the... Oh, no, no, no. We are using this.
From the monastery ruins to Cutter's Cove via the tunnel, it is 11 minutes.
So this brings us to the cove. Yes. And if I'm correct, this will bring us to the inn.
This is a useful point to measure the time it takes to reach Cutter's Cove, the spot that will be the scene of the murder.
So these were the places where I didn't take times.
From the Smuggler's End pub via the tunnel, it is 28 minutes. And that, my friend, should be the last timing we need to determine how much time would be needed for any of our suspects to reach Cutter's Cove. Of course, they must also make their way from the scene of the crime as well.
Okay, let's make a save. What else we need to do? We've done everything. Do I need to leave? Just leave. I don't know. What am I supposed to do now? Maybe go back to the hotel? I don't know. Oh, let's not leave the lady waiting there. I guess I need to go back there because I don't want to have the problem that...
the footprints of a man passing to and fro many times.
Yes. But I can't see anything else. Oh, what is that?
Hello, this seaweed wasn't here before.
Oh. And
A
what?
sandwich tin.
And it's full of...
Good lord.
You must test it, of course, Hastings. But do not expect to find this is a box of powdered sugar.
Too right.
Okay, so we... Plastic package of powder. I think we're going to test that then. We can already guess what it is, but yeah, we need to test that.
Can you row me back to the bathing beach?
Of course. Would you like to leave now?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
So, yeah, somebody's smuggling. Well, we already have the pieces for the persons who do the smuggling.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, please.
On me way. I run errands for the hotel guests when I can. I'll fetch things.
Okay, yeah, we know already this. And here we are. Final test, because this is the last test tube. And drugs.
The sandwich tin from the cave? It contains heroin, beyond any doubt.
I should have saved.
Linda? Linda? Linda, dear, I'm having dinner in my room. Would you like to join me? Linda? Linda? Good Lord, Linda! No! Help! Someone help us! It's my daughter! Please!
The doctor was called immediately. Mademoiselle Marshall's stomach was pumped. It was a near thing, but she was safe.
Thank God. The trial was purchased for her, of course, not her stepmother.
Yes, she is caught between two worlds, Hastings. Not the real world and the supernatural, but childhood and adult. We have seen how she played up to Will Jenks. Was it just for a shovel to build her polo matin? I do not think so. I would advise speaking with her as soon as we return to Seadrift Island. You must learn if anyone attempted to goad her into it. Whether all of the items we discovered in her fireplace were put there by her. And above all, you must try to put the poor child at ease.
She didn't kill her stepmother, and then try to commit suicide in remorse?
No, Hastings, she did not. Consult the pushpins on the map. The picture they tell is based on the times we have gathered during our interrogations.
Someone lied?
Hastings, you may expect a murderer to lie.
Oh, right you are.
Of more importance is that someone thinks they have told us the truth.
Time to unmask the murderer?
No, my friend. The smugglers of the heroin must first be apprehended. They are the last obstacle that stands between you and their true secret behind the murder of Elena Marshall. For them, a small trap must be laid. And so, what do we know of the smugglers? Tell me who you think is involved.
Well, obviously North.
North. He's no birdwatcher.
Excellent, my friend. Yes, Mr. North from London with his criminal background seems an obvious choice.
And now the one. I'll keep a little... but there's a point that... well, one of the points that points towards a person who's smuggling, obviously. He has money, he has company, but the company is going, well, doing not that good at the moment, but still he has money and no criminal record. And I will say Horace Blatt.
Horace Blatt.
Indeed. Monsieur Blatt with the hardware store that is not doing as well as he would have us believe. He earns his income elsewhere. What are the clues to their plan?
Well, the one thing we've noticed when we were using the binoculars, actually a few times, the obvious thing is Blatt's sails.
The color of Blatt's sails.
Red and white. Oui, bien. What do they signify?
That I'm not totally sure. He usually sails with the red, but a few times with the white. So this is a little bit. I'm taking a little chance here. I would say the red, to be easier, would be weight. Then the white would mean that it would be ready. So I'll say white tells North so heroin is ready to be picked up, and red tells... I don't know if I have to pick them all, both, or just one. Let's see.
White tells North the heroin is ready to be picked up.
Exact. That is when North makes his move to collect it. The murder. It throws the plans of Monsieur Blatt and Monsieur North into disarray. They dare not retrieve the sandwich box from the scene of the murder, with so many police tramping about. So, we know 3 things which will help us capture them. The first, They assume the heroine is still where Monsieur Blatt hid it in the cave, for no outcry has been raised. Second, once it is in their possession, the safest route off the island will be back through the tunnel they have used so many times before. And third, we have the means to stop them in their tracks. What do we possess that Monsieur Blatt must need most desperately to navigate the tunnels beneath the island?
Well, only thing we have from the Blatt, and there's only two choices, is the compass.
The compass!
You have it, my friend. The compass is necessary to navigate the maze of tunnels. We have found the broken compass of Monsieur North. Only the compass of Monsieur Blatt remains. And how can we render it useless?
Wait, what? Well, if we are breaking it, he will not use it. Do I have magnet? Can I check my inventory? No, I cannot. I'm assuming we have the magnet. I don't even remember we found the broken compass.
Throw it off with the sliver of magnet we found in the garage.
Yes, of course. We return the useless compass to Monsieur Blatt, replace the sandwich tin, and the trap, it is set. Now all that remains before we return to Seadrift Island is the last clue concerning the magical finger of suspicion.
Okay.
Before you give me the last clue, may I see how I am doing so far?
But of course, present the clues you have so far and your interpretation of them. If you choose correctly less than half of the time, I will give you an additional hint, along with the final clue. Power was the first clue.
I'm guessing electricity.
The thing is powered by electricity.
A good beginning. The second clue was lamp.
The finger of suspicion is powered by the same circuit as the lamp. The lamp must be... Oh, well, I guess our lamp must be on.
The lamp must be on, so that we can see the finger of suspicion.
And these are the easy questions.
Okay.
The third clue, it is desk.
The finger of suspicion is on the desk, as is the lamp. The wires from the lamp to the finger of suspicion are in the desk. Yes, maybe?
The wires from the lamp to the finger of suspicion are in the desk.
And the wires? They are very cleverly concealed too. The fourth clue, it is drawer.
You close the drawer every time you operate the finger of suspicion. You open the drawer every time you operate the finger of suspicion. Open?
You open the drawer every time you operate the finger of suspicion.
I do not open the drawer, I close it.
Okay.
So, the finger of suspicion is powered by the lamp through the wires hidden within the desk. Closing the desk drawer closes the circuit to allow the current to flow. Clue 5 is an easy one. Magnet.
Magnet you hold.
The finger is controlled by a magnet you hold.
The magnet? It is here in my ring. There is a magnetic switch embedded beneath each of the oracle-like pronouncements. If the circuit is complete, a single movement controls the finger and the switch is thrown. The finger then comes to rest there. If the power to the switches is missing, the finger moves every which way as I move my hand, never settling in one spot. In this way, I did not need to leave my hand hovering suspiciously above the correct answer to your question. The switch is reset every time the circuit is broken, and the device is ready for the next. And the sixth clue, the telephone.
The telephone is disconnected. The telephone turns the device on. Device on.
The telephone turns the device on.
It is as you say. You have proven your little grey cells are worthy of a final clue without hints. After the denouement on Seadrift Island, we will wrap up this last little mystery. The clue is code.
Some code I enter into the telephone.
Of course. Without it, the finger of suspicion will not point to the truth. Only he who dials the code on the telephone can make the finger operate correctly. And now, Hastings, when you are ready, we will return to Seadrift Island to speak with Mademoiselle Marshall. Prepare our trap for Monsieur Blatt and North, and enlist Colonel Weston's aid in their capture. It is late afternoon.
Okay. So let's go back to the hotel. I'll take a quick break. Before that, I will save this and then we'll continue. But anyways, I'll be right back. Okay, let's see. What do we have in inventory? What I need? Do I need anything? Shovel. Bank font sandwich. Sandwich tin. Oat varnish. Code book. What's in the code book? Okay, we can't see the codes. Pipe. Bottle of bath salt, perfume. Scissors. Burnt piece of fabric. But spatula. But yeah, I'm still confused. I probably missed the broken compass. I still don't know what we are gonna do with the tennis ball. Anything in here? Horace Blatt. Sailing. Documents. Oh, there's the code book notes. So what will we need? What are these? No enemy ship sighted, enemy ship sighted, enemy ship sighted, enemy troops, danger standoff, pickup requires either fire on this position. That sounds interesting. Anyways, let's go and see what we can do now. Well, we basically know what we... But maybe we can talk to Miss Marshall, as Poirot instructed. So let's talk to her.
Mademoiselle, it is good to see you looking so much recovered.
Thank you.
Captain Marshall, it is necessary that I speak with your daughter in private.
I can't allow that. She's still too weak.
It is of the utmost importance.
No.
Monsieur Poirot, I know what you want to speak to me about. I should like my father to remain.
Are you certain?
Yes, Daddy. Let Monsieur Poirot ask his questions. I need to answer, and you need to hear the answers.
Very well, Linda dear. Monsieur Poirot?
Yeah.
Mademoiselle, it is not true that you liked your stepmother.
No, I loathed her. She ignored me. That was all right. It was the way she treated Daddy I couldn't stand.
Did your father and your stepmother argue?
Daddy doesn't argue. He makes his point and then is done with it. But they often had differences of opinion.
Okay.
At school, you believed an instructor killed Millie Parsons.
What?
You and your friends had been experimenting with voodoo?
The devil, you say? See here, Poirot. How dare you?
Mademoiselle?
Yes, Mr. Fell, he believed in it. He got us interested. We knew Miss Porter wouldn't believe me if I told her about Millie, about him grabbing her and the horrid things he said.
Okay.
You decided to dispense justice on your own?
Yes. We fashioned a wax figure of him, got the nail clippings and the hair like the book said, then did the ritual at the polo matton we'd made.
A pole in a cleared circle?
Yes, it represents the center of the world, power. Then we let him have it with the pins. It worked, Monsieur Poirot. You have to believe me, it worked.
Because he believed as well, Mademoiselle, only that. Miss Potter found out what about the voodoo?
She said we were persecuting Mr. Fell. I think she got suspicious herself, because she fired him at the end of term.
Okay, yeah, technically you could say that it worked.
You wrote threatening letters to your stepmother?
I wanted to scare her.
So she would be more susceptible to your magic?
Yes. It sounds so stupid to say it like this.
No, mademoiselle. Children are often powerless to help those they love. But you had felt your power at school. Is it not so?
Yes, you're right, I did. I thought I could do something to stop her. And I stole Rosamond's typewriter and hid it in Mrs. Redfern's room, so she would be blamed for the notes. That was wicked, I know.
Well, yes, and you created another doll.
You created another doll.
This morning early, I went out to the monastery ruins and performed the ritual again. Je vous ai battu, je vous casse, je vous maudis. Then I came back here and burnt everything. A little later, I heard she was dead. Don't you see? I thought it had worked. Just like with Mr. Fell. But I didn't want her dead, not really. I just wanted her out of our lives. Forever.
Linda, dear. Oh, my child. I'm so sorry.
And that's why she tried to kill herself, because she really thought she managed to kill her.
Mademoiselle, did anyone tell you to take your own life?
No, it seemed the only thing I could do.
I will list for you the things I have found.
All right.
The book of voodoo rituals, the key to the monk's door behind which you hid the wire recorder, the stick pin in the hat with some wax still adhering to it, the hairbrush, the melted wax in the fireplace, human hair burned in the fireplace, green fabric burned in the fireplace. That is all, I think.
But hang on, that's not right.
Something? It is missing?
No, that green fabric. I have no idea where that came from. I didn't burn that.
Do you see it, Hastings? Even as she puts that typewriter in the room of Christine Redfern to throw suspicion on her, someone has the same idea. As I said, the pieces of green fabric that do not match the hat of Mrs. Marshall are a significant clue. Mademoiselle, why did you try to take your own life?
After I talked to you, I came back to my room. I saw someone had been sifting through my fireplace. Then later, my puzzle box had been opened.
But Linda, you can't have believed, not really, that voodoo killed Arlena?
No, but I knew what would happen. Daddy, I know in spite of everything you loved her. And when the truth came out, and you found out what I had done, I knew you wouldn't love me anymore.
Oh, my dear girl, I'll always love you. If you believe nothing else, believe that.
Oh, Daddy, Daddy, I'm so sorry.
Hastings, we are done here.
Okay, so that was Linda Marshall's story. Interesting that, if I remember correctly, I'm not certain about the book, but Linda's character was actually boy in the, at least in the TV movie, the movie where the David Suchet was an actor. I can't remember the book, but I would guess that it was boy also. So there are fine little changes here. So at least a little bit character changes, a little bit more stories that wasn't in the original. So we will see if the original story is changed, and if it is, how much. So I need to go back to the mainland. Actually, I could make a save, because I'm a little worried. About the crashing, especially when the in-game videos, because they apparently tend to crash this game if they do.
Hello? Need to see?
Yes, please.
On
So now we need...
What a lot of police going back and forth.
Okay, yeah, we already know this. So there should be something we can use to... Okay.
I will not attempt to pilot.
Dash it all!
Nonsense.
Okay.
You seem in a very good mood, young man.
I'm about to make 10 quid, and won't Gladys be pleased?
What is the source of your good fortune?
It's the funniest thing. One of the guests at the hotel is paying me to help play a joke on somebody. I'm to lay off the island this evening in my motorboat, and when he signals from the hotel tower, I'm to pick him up and run him over to Thurlestone. It's a surprise for someone, but I don't know any more than that.
We must learn more, Hastings.
Okay.
Who is paying you?
Oh, I can't tell you that, sir. I gave my word, and he wouldn't pay up if I said.
When is this joke to take place?
I've no idea. I'm just to wait off the south side of the island until I see a signal from the tower. Then I head into Cutter's Cove and pick him up.
The lantern missing from the safe. It is now explained.
Okay.
Is it far to Thurlestone?
Oh, no, sir. Just a short run across the bay. Easiest money I've ever made.
And what is the signal?
Oh, sir, I'm not sure I can tell you that.
Where can be the harm? You do not reveal the name as you promised after all. There is another 5 in it for you. £5, Hastings. I think you would not be so free with the money if it were yours.
All in a good cause.
5 quid more? This is my lucky day indeed.
Here you are, my friend. £5 as promised.
Much appreciated, I'm sure. It's just a signal with the light. 3 short flashes.
Quickly, Hastings. Consult the codes in your notebook. Choose one that will be the joke on our adversary.
3 short is pickup required, high tide. So am I understanding correctly? Mrs. Castle will send her 3 shots, and apparently Germans will pick her up, and he's also going there, and that is used as a scapegoat, maybe. So, well, maybe the fire on this position. So it's a 3 long.
3 long.
Oui, but of course.
Oh.
Fire on this position? Poirot, this is a rather bloodthirsty joke, wouldn't you say?
When the time comes, you can warn him if you like. Monsieur Jenks, your humorous friend cannot flash the 3 short lights out into the sea.
Why not?
That is the home guard code for announcing you have spotted the enemy.
Is it really? That wouldn't do at all.
No, indeed. 3 long flashes is the code for no enemy ship sighted.
3 long flashes. Got it. No harm done. I have plenty of time to warn him. I'm certainly glad I told you. I may even get another tip for warning the guest. If you'd excuse me, Mr. Poirot, I have to close up.
Thank you, monsieur.
Well, now I'm not certain. I don't think that was Mrs. Castle then. But what am I supposed to do here? Varnish, radio, compass, broken pipe. I don't really know. Can I talk to you anything about...
Like a ride.
No.
No, merci. I
Huh?
will not.
It isn't
In the interest.
Okay. Anything in... Is there anything in here then? Nope. Okay. What can we do around here? Can we use this? There's nothing we can do here. At least I don't think so. So is everything empty at the moment?
Latched.
So... Do I have... Can I...
Can't say I see much point in hanging on to a magnetic sliver of metal, but you never know.
As you say, Hastings, you'll never know.
Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. So now we have the magnetic fragment. Okay, fine.
Well, that's put paid to the compass, right enough. It's no good now.
And so, well, that was lucky. I was starting to get a little bit worried there. Where's the plat? Well, there's nobody in here, so I have to go back to the mainland. I thought we could get something from the table, and I
Like a
start.
ride to the island.
Yes, I
Yes,
start to get
please.
a little
Let's be off then. What a lot of police going back and forth. And I've got
worried
overnight-
that I missed something, and I basically stuck. Maybe he's inside the hotel. What is this room? Oh, speaking of the devil.
Here is your compass, Monsieur Blatt. I thank you for allowing me to borrow it.
It's about bloody time, too.
Okay. Now we gave the silver compass to.
I'm afraid I need some time to myself.
What else? Oh. Do I need to return the... I think I need to return the tin there, because obviously they need to know that they're safe. The funny thing is, how am I allowed to... Did I miss the compass? Is there anywhere compass in here? Or am I not...
Hello, another compass. This wasn't here before, and it's smashed. No good at all anymore.
A stroke of luck, that. It will make things easier in the end.
So that explains the compass then. The funny thing is now we can move about in these caverns, but we couldn't earlier. So yeah, that's where the compass was. Fortunately, I still could do I need to put this back on? Where's the tin? Oh yes,
The cheese is in the trap.
is it now?
Excellent. One more step only. Colonel Weston must be here to make the arrest.
Okay, so we need to go back to the mainland, talk to Westcomb. I'm guessing he's in there. That is fastest route, I think. Oh no, I came from the wrong place. I didn't think at all. So let's go as fast as you can. By the way, one thing. I want to check the map. I really haven't used it. I still don't know what to do with it. Everybody's there. Maybe later, I don't know. But yes. There's no one here. And
Hello?
yes, please.
Yes, please.
On me way. I run errands for the hotel guests when I can.
Okay, yeah, we already know this. Okay. I wish I could just telephone the... Hopefully I can go now. Yes, I can. So let's make a save. Because if it crashes, I don't want to do all this again.
Hello, Poirot.
Have there been any new developments?
I'll say.
What of Mrs. Castle?
She met with certain individuals in Exmoor, then hopped a train to Southampton, trying to leave the country is my guess. She'll be detained the moment she tries to board a ship.
You are watching her associates, I assume?
Scotland Yard is on it.
So, okay, it's definitely one of the guests, and he doesn't know about those codes, okay?
Any report on Gideon Fell?
He's being questioned as we speak. I hope to have some information before the night is over.
So, is there one murder that's not connected to all of these? Maybe? I don't know.
What of Monsieur Jimmy Nash?
Nothing yet, Poirot. Scotland Yard has promised to bring through sometime tonight.
It is time to clear up our remaining mysteries. I need your help.
Anything.
Your men must watch the causeway and stop anyone who tries to leave.
Your men must watch the causeway and stop anyone who tries to leave.
My men will be ready. Anything else?
Well, we have this business of the heroin, which we probably haven't even mentioned to you.
We must settle this business of the heroin.
Tell me what you need.
Accompany me to Cutter's Cave.
I'm ready to leave when you are. What else?
We are ready to return to Cutter's Cave. Colonel, perhaps you should descend to Cutter's Cove by the ladder. I will ask Mademoiselle Brewster to conduct me there.
Why don't we both take the ladder?
Tell him the smugglers might try to escape by boat.
If the smugglers try to flee by boat, I shall be ready. If they try to make their escape via the ladder, you will be there to apprehend them.
On my way.
Thank you, Hastings. You appreciate my suspicions of the ladder. The sea, it does not appear too rough?
Poirot, you can't fly to Cutter's Cove.
Fly? No. Flying is not for Poirot.
Okay. Yes,
Can you
Cutter's
row
Cove.
me to Cutter's Cove?
Mr. Poirot, after your efforts to find Millie's killer, I'll row you any time you like. You need only ask me. Climb in.
What am I supposed to do now? Or just move forward, I guess.
An older ladder that has...
Uh, oh, he's following me,
I
okay.
say, the heroine is gone.
It appears so, yes. To be?
We can't leave by boat, and your bloody compass is useless.
I don't understand it. Compass worked fine before I loaned it to... Oh, hoaxed it, did you?
I am afraid so.
Clever, aren't you?
Oui? May I borrow the compass once more?
I guess you've earned it.
I'll take the sandwich tin if you don't mind.
A few questions, only to satisfy my curiosity.
Uh,
You received the shipments from a larger vessel at sea?
Yes?
Monsieur North, you picked them up in Cutter's Cave.
Yes, once I saw the all-clear signal.
The sails, of course.
Of course.
Red to tell Monsieur North the shipment it was not ready. White to inform him that he could pick it up using the tunnel from the smuggler's rest.
That's right. I'd nicked a spare key months ago when the place was still open. Worked quite well for us until a U-boat took some pot shots at me when I was making the rendezvous at sea. Too dangerous now. That was to be our last shipment for a while until we could find another way.
The war, it is an inconvenience.
You can say that again.
Playing the ghost was your idea, Mr. North?
Not likely. Blad thought it would scare off any nosy locals. I thought it was bloody silly.
I think that concludes our business here. Colonel Weston, if you could hand Monsieur North over to your men, I would like Monsieur Blatt to join us this evening in the dining room.
It's your show, my friend.
I'd shoot you, Poirot, if somebody stole my gun.
Eh bien, Hastings. The murder of Millie Parsons, it is now explained. The fifth columnist has fled and will hopefully lead Scotland Yard to other traitors. The practitioner of the voodoo has been revealed. The smugglers have been trapped with the goods, as you say. Only one target remains, the murderer of Elena Marshall.
Then you knew by now who had murdered Elena Stewart?
But of course, all of the clues are now in your possession as well.
okay.
Hastings, the time it has arrived. The crowning glory of any case. That sublime moment when the spotlight shines down. A hush descends upon the audience, and all eyes turn to Poirot. Tonight, however, the stage, it shall be yours. Some will listen in relief, others in anger at what must be revealed. And some will listen in fear as the net of truth slowly, inexorably tightens about them. Now, one thing only before we begin. Do you wish Poirot's help? I can whisper in your ear and guide you. Or, if you feel brave, I will sit back and let you present the case your own little grey cells have constructed for you. What then is it to be?
I'm almost certain that anyway I choose, I probably still have to give the answers and get help. I think it worked in the Murder on the Orient Express quite similarly. I'll try my own. Well, one thing that helped me, I have read the book and seen the series, so let's see how it goes. And I do have some notes too.
I'd like to give it a try on my own.
I salute you, my friend, and wish you bon chance. Well, that is to say, Hastings, pull yourself together. You wanted to present the summation on your own. Get on with it. Yes, oui. Mesdames et messieurs, we are gathered here to learn the facts behind the death of Elena Marshall. Two matters I will touch on briefly first. Mrs. Castle, our hostess, will not be joining us. She has fled the island, carefully shadowed by the police.
Good God, man. Do you mean to say she murdered Mrs. Marshall?
No, none at all. But for some time she has been in the employ of this nation's enemies. Rest assured, she will be arrested the moment she leads the police to her co-conspirators. Also, Monsieur Horace Blatt and a day tripper by the name of North have been taken into police custody.
What's he done?
He was arrested with a considerable quantity of heroin in his possession.
Blatt murdered Mrs. Marshall, then? No.
Fifth columnist, the drug smugglers, as I recall, Mr. Blatt, you thought this a rather dull place for a holiday.
And now we must turn our attention to murder. In order to understand the crime, it is necessary to separate the clues to its nature from the many red herrings that obscured our path. Once that is accomplished, we are left with the truth. Let us begin with the comparison of two bottles. The two bottles I compared were, of course,
Two bottles from the Rocky Path and bottle of Trianal perfume bottles. Give me a few moments more, if you will. Let me check. I think it was the perfume bottles. There was a broken perfume bottle on the cove. I think it's the perfume bottles.
Perfume bottles.
I speak of the two perfume bottles. The first bottle was in Madame Marshall's bath. She had applied the perfume before leaving on her float this morning, as I myself remarked. Why would she need a second bottle? And why was it found in the cave? Next, we come to another comparison. And for this, we owe much to the expertise of Mademoiselle Darnley.
3 pieces of green fabric. Not Trianal and heroin. That would be weird.
3 pieces of green fabric.
A torn piece of fabric was found near the cave in Cutter's Cove. Another piece of green fabric was found in the fireplace of Linda Marshall. They appeared to be the same fabric as that of Madame Marshall's hat. In fact, Mademoiselle Darnley was able to tell at a glance that neither was the silk from the hat. I will now turn to another curious incident of this morning. Someone threw a bottle from the hotel balcony. It narrowly missed Mademoiselle Brewster. Why dispose of an unneeded bottle in such a fashion when there are convenient dustbins? The contents of the bottle was also surprising.
It was artificial suntan, if I remember correctly, which is weird because we are taking sun in here, at least some.
Artificial suntan.
Testing proved the bottle it had contained artificial suntan. But the weather, it has been most agreeable. The sun, it shines every day. Who would need such a thing? Then there was the contents of Madame Marshall's flask.
That contained, well, obviously Trianal, because heroin has nothing to do with this.
Trianal.
Her coffee was laced with a heavy dose of the sedative Trianal. Instead of reviving her, it would almost certainly have put her into a deep sleep. Taken separately, their clues, they mean little. But together, a bath where there should have been none, duplicate perfume bottles, fabric for the hat that is very much alike, yet not the same, artificial suntan when the sun it shines brightly. These suggested at once to me a single thought alone.
No, not split personality. Someone wanted to impersonate Arlena Marshall.
Someone wanted to impersonate Arlena Marshall.
Someone wanted to duplicate the hat of Mrs. Marshall, her deep tan, even her scent. And how can we determine when this impersonation has taken place? It is a sound which gives us the clue.
Running water, because somebody had to wash the artificial tan off.
The sound of running water.
An odd thing, that running water. It was heard both by Poirot and the maid Gladys Narracott. It was very late in the morning for someone to be taking a bath. And as I observed when I had occasion to use my own bath yesterday at an unusual hour, the sound, it is very noticeable in a quiet hotel. Why would someone need to run a bath so late in the morning, if all had already risen and breakfasted? Poirot's shoes begin to fit you, Hastings.
To remove the artificial suntan.
To remove the artificial suntan.
To wash off the artificial suntan, perhaps? The bottle, of course, it is thrown into the sea after the suntan is applied, narrowly missing Mademoiselle Brewster. It becomes clear, does it not, that someone impersonated Madame Marshall this very morning, very near to the time of her murder. But why?
To provide an alibi for the murder, hoping to be murdered. Alibi.
To provide an alibi for the murderer.
Précisément. I have calculated the time it would take for every person on this island to reach Cutter's Cove, murder Madame Marshall, and come away again between 20 of 11 and 15 minutes to 12. And I tell you that only Mademoiselle Darnley can have done it.
Monsieur Poirot.
Comme-vous, mademoiselle? You were the only one close enough. Yet the nature of the crime, strangulation by powerful hands, eliminates you. Captain Marshall was typing their letters. Linda Marshall and Mrs. Redfern were together at Sanctuary Cove. Monsieur Redfern is in plain sight of several people, both guests and hotel staff. Mrs. Castle tends to her duties. The gardeners were together above the bathing beach, except when Monsieur Gardner goes to fetch the knitting wool. Despite Madame Gardner's apprehensions, he would still not have had enough time to do the deed. Mademoiselle Brewster swims, converses with Poirot and Rose. Monsieur Blatt sails. Major Barry gets lost. Monsieur Lane hikes.
What about the tunnels?
Ah yes, they're tunnels. They would certainly allow someone to reach Cutter's Cove undetected if their secret were known. But they do not make the trip there any shorter. Whether you travel from the Smuggler's Rest to Cutter's Cove, or the monastery ruins to Cutter's Cove via path or tunnel, the time it is almost the same. And without a compass, you may rest assured the trip would be much longer. The method of murder? Strangulation by a powerful pair of hands. Only a man or a strong woman could have done it. It is true, there is a woman in this room who could have done it. Mademoiselle Brewster. Forgive me, mademoiselle.
Not at all. I believe in keeping fit.
This fact helps us to eliminate Madame Castle, Madame Gardner, Madame Redfern, Mademoiselle Darnley, and Mademoiselle Linda Marshall as the strangler. Strangulation, yes. A method of murder seen before in Devon. A schoolgirl named Millie Parsons. A housewife named Alice Corrigan. One murdered only a few weeks after the other earlier this year. One of these murders is connected only slightly to the death of Arlena Marshall. But the perpetrator of the other is far more intimately involved.
Millie Parsons start to seem like it's not connected. So I would lean towards Alice Corrigan. And that happened later. It could be done so that it would seem to be connected to Millie Parsons, but I would say Alice Corrigan maybe.
The murderer of Alice Corrigan.
Alice Corrigan and Arlena Marshall were murdered by the same man. How does Poirot know this? The unbreakable alibi. The primary suspect in Alice Corrigan's murder also had the unbreakable alibi just as we face here. An alibi based solely on time. Corrigan, the husband of the murdered woman, was apparently aboard a train when she was killed. Yet in that case, all a certain young lady hiker by the name of Elizabeth Stride must do is give the time when she discovers the body at least 20 minutes before Alice Corrigan actually died. The husband has time to alight at the station, kill his wife, and be gone before the police they arrive. Note how the alibi, it is worked precisely the same. And here, Here the clue that demolishes the false alibi in the murder of Elena Marshall is her stepdaughter's watch.
No, Poirot, you're wrong.
But Linda's watch keep perfect time. I think even Poirot mentioned that.
Linda's watch keeps perfect time.
If the watch of Linda Marshall did not keep their perfect time, I might have forgiven certain testimony as an honest mistake. But there was no honesty about it. It was a deliberate lie.
And the liar is Redfern.
The liar is Christine Redfern. You are a liar, Madame Redfern.
No.
You are the impersonator of Elena Marshall. And the only way you could have done it is if you changed the time on Linda's watch. You had the opportunity at Sanctuary Cove. You had the opportunity to change it back when you sneaked into her room to add to her fire that cheap green hat you wore as part of your disguise.
But how could she change the time on my watch when I was right there at the cove?
Mademoiselle, it was easy enough. Turn the watch back 20 minutes the first time you go into the sea. Then ask what time is it as you prepare to go into the sea once more. The watch, it says 15 minutes of 12. But of course, it is in reality only 25 minutes past 11. She is already dressed in the white bathing suit like Elena's. The green hat, it is concealed in her sketch bag. And the suntan was applied much earlier, now concealed by the clothes she wears to protect her from the sun. At 11:20, Madame Redfern, she hurries to Cutter's Cove, a journey of no more than 15 minutes. I have timed it myself. She finds Elena unconscious from the drugged coffee and pulls her into the cave. It could not have been easy. She spilled the coffee. Tore her hat. She has but a few moments to dab herself with Elena's perfume and compose herself before the rowboat with Patrick Redfern at the oars and Emily Brewster in the bow rounds the headland into Cutter's Cove. The time, it is precisely 11:40.
You have no proof of any of that. Why would she do such a thing?
She loves you, Monsieur Redfern, as you love her. Have I not agreed it is so?
Mr. Poirot, you're saying that the woman I saw lying there was Christine Redfern and not Elena Marshall?
Oui bien. A little play artfully contrived for your benefit. Each step you were led. Each step you thought you saw what you were supposed to see. Then after you left to go get help, and then the real murder occurs. Now, of course, it is truly 15 minutes of 12. Madame Marshall has the time to wash away the artificial tan, change his clothes, and arrive for her tennis rendezvous.
Monsieur Poirot, I am sure everyone will agree that I might have had a motive to kill Arlena, but not Patrick.
You think I believe in your jealousy, mademoiselle? When your husband, if he is indeed your husband, loves you and you know it to be true? No. The true motive lies in 2 documents.
One is... Well, it's not Arlena's will. That much is true. Letter from Miss Potter. Can I check?
Give me a few moments more, if you will.
As you wish.
What handbill? What is this handbill? Oh, right, this. Now, if I remember the names, Parsons. Do I have it in here? No, I don't think it's here. It has to be here. One of them... It wasn't handbill. No, this is... okay, Kenneth Marshall. No, that... It's... Nope. Nope. Background check. I'm almost certain I know them. Now I'm somehow missing them. It's the... I don't think I have the letters in here. Is it... Okay. The JN letter, definitely. And there was the solicitor letter, but I would like to... I would have wanted to see what was said in there.
Letter from Arlena's solicitors.
A telegram reveals
right.
that a sizable portion of her fortune was paid out last week to her. 10,000 pounds to be exact. Do you know anything of this, Captain Marshall?
First I've heard of it.
Yeah, okay, now I somehow thought that meant the letter that Arlena got from the solicitor, but that's the report we got, that Arlena had raised 10,000 pounds, and it seems like she was blackmailed or something like that. And then there was the letter JN, which we at the time thought would mean the north, but it's not the north. Then was the photography guy.
Letter from J.N.
A letter from a former admirer named Jimmy Nash gives us an insight into Mrs. Marshall and her relationships with a certain kind of man. It is clear that he has requested and received money from her sometime in the past. I said to Captain Marshall earlier today that until we can comprehend fully and completely exactly what kind of a person Arlena Marshall was, we shall not be able to see clearly exactly the kind of person who murdered her. And what do we see from these 2 letters?
Oh. Okay, so the Arlena was a woman who used men, then cast them aside. Arlena was taken advantage of by men she was attracted to. Give me a few... well, he did that, but I'm almost certain that she was taken as advantage of.
Arlena was taken advantage of by men she was attracted to.
Arlena Marshall was a woman who needed to be admired, adored. It is true. But what was the result? She was fair game for a certain type of man who takes advantage of such women. Just as Jimmy Nash convinced her to give him money, Patrick Redfern did the same. And I know as surely as I know anything, that before Jimmy Nash, there was another such man, and before him another. Elena was not a predator. She was the victim. That is her character. And that is the character of Edward Corrigan, the man who killed her, just as he killed his wife Alice for her inheritance only a few months ago.
No proof whatsoever.
Oh, I don't know about that. Here's something even Poirot hasn't heard yet. Although knowing him, he expects it. I sent a photograph of the two of you he borrowed from your suitcase to the Brixham police.
Allow me to make this small deduction, Colonel. They have identified you as Edward Corrigan and Elizabeth Stride, the young woman who found the body. Bravo, Hastings! I could not have done better myself.
Thanks, old man. That's dashed kind of you.
Oh, well, that's torn it. Edward, don't be a fool.
Say, that looks like my revolver.
You can go quietly to the noose if you like, my dear. I have other plans.
Poirot? Shouldn't we chase after him?
Poirot does not chase?
Okay, I might as well save here just to be certain. I think he's... where is he going then? Can I leave here?
Hastings, remember the missing signal light. The arrangement Redfern has made with Will Jenks. We must go up.
Ah, okay, yeah, I got it. He's going to the tower. Right, you then, boyo. That sounded horrible. Anyways.
You damned, interfering, lousy little worm. One step and I'll kill you. I may do it anyway.
Here is your chance, Hastings. Warn him if you wish to. Try not to get Poirot killed, please. Do not signal with the lantern.
And why not?
Well, I told young Monsieur Jenks the lie.
I told young Monsieur Jenks the lie.
What has Jenks got to do with it?
That is Madame Castle's signal lantern you stole from her safe that she used to signal the U-boats. I too found the lantern and also the codebook. I told Monsieur Jenks that 3 long flashes of the light is safe, but it is the code to fire at the signal.
I expected you to try and block my escape, but I'm no fool. You're bluffing.
It is no bluff.
Sorry, you greasy little foreigner, but I just don't believe you.
Very well, Hastings. We can go now.
Right. That's the signal.
Achtung! Stellen Sie Koordinaten ein. Bereit! Ziel! Feuer!
Hell.
Gut. Ziel zerstörtes. Tauchen!
Okay.
One mystery only remains, Hastings. You have the clue. Code. What is then the code that allows someone to control their finger of suspicion? When you think you have the answer, tell me and we shall see what we shall see.
Okay, first things first. Oh, poor Jenks. Well, he got lucky. Not the trip to Germany, but to be honest, I hazard to guess he wouldn't be so lucky and real thing. And that's not an ending that the real book had. But funny nonetheless. The heroin drug smuggling was something that really happened in the book, but not the German spies or Unterseeboote. U-boat. Anyways, was this book the magic book that the guy gave? Mr. Hercule Poirot book tokens. Gadget have been called the genius by the many great men from just a minute. From one genius to another. Is the code word genius? I don't know.
Fabian, my friend, if you think you have the code, dial it into the telephone.
Ah. Okay, genius. 4 3 6. Genie. 4 8 and 7. Let's see if I'm correct. I have no idea what else could it be.
Bravo, Hastings. That is indeed the code that unlocks their finger of suspicion. You have uncovered the secret of its magic.
Okay.
The case, it is now complete, my friend. You have walked in Poirot's shoes.
Poirot, I'll be honest with you. Now that I've given it a try, your job is not as easy as I thought. But thank you for the experience. I am proud to be your friend.
And I am honored to have you as mine, Hastings. We have passed the hours most agreeably.
Yes, I thank you for that too. I'm sorry, old chap. I should trot on over to the War Office, I'm afraid.
And so, one mystery solved, and another, even greater, begins.
Don't you worry. No more holidays at the beach for a time, maybe. But we'll pull through. You'll see.
Oh, I feel like the dinosaur, Hastings. Gone is my world, where good always triumphs over evil. Where the clues, they all add up to the satisfactory solution. Where the murderer never escapes. This will be a war as we have never seen it. Whatever the outcome, mon ami, the cost, it will be high. And I fear our world, it will never be the same.
So, yeah, that's definitely the last of the Agatha Christie games from AWE. Unfortunately. And that's the last of an adventure company. So yes, I have done all the adventure companies, Agatha Christie games. Then there were none, A Murder on the Orient Express, and now Evil Under the Sun. I do know there are newer games, ABC Murders on GOG, and also the new advent. Well, I don't know if it's new adventures of Hercule Poirot, his younger ages, and that is something I've been tempted to play. Also, there's obviously Hercule. Now I'm missing the detectives. I mean Sherlock Holmes. There's a chapter 1, but again, that's something I have to delve in because there's a few DLCs also. So I have to check if that's something I want to play. It seems like it. It should be right up in my alley. And but I have to check what DLCs I want to get for the game and what not. But also the Hercule Poirot definitely seems interesting, and that's something also I will be playing at some point. Maybe sooner or maybe later. I don't know yet. And then there's the ABC Murders. I don't know how that stacks up. It's a little older, not as old as these are. Of course, there's a adventure company, it's ABC Murder on DS, Nintendo DS, but that I don't have. But that's a different game than the ABC Murder that's sold on the Steam or GOG. But that's neither here nor there. So those are possibilities I will probably play later, but now I'm in a problematic situation. Well, not problematic. Again, I played Sherlock Holmes games. I own every one of them, and now I played all the Agatha Christie games I own. So what do I do next? Well, I do have more adventure games I want to play. But the question is, do I want to play them next? I do have a few RPGs I'm tempted to play. But I haven't decided yet which I will do next. RPGs are interesting games I want to play more. But obviously they take more time to complete. A few I'm thinking, well, top of my head, Torment is something I've been thinking to play again. It's been way past when I last played it. But I have to see that if I still continue on adventure game route a little bit further. I think I have one that is, basically 3 continuation games. I started the first one and I never played it through. Then there's one other ghost hunting mystery game. But that's neither here nor there. I have to think about what I'm going to play next, unless somebody has a good idea for me. Anyways, what do I think about this game? This definitely, I do enjoy this. Again, I'm saying same things all over again. Story went basically similar that I remembered. There were a few more red herrings. The German spy, but the heroin smuggling was there in the story. So if you know the story already, there is not much new to have. But overall, I enjoyed the game. The puzzles were very nice. Few times I felt a little, well, basically because I didn't check the scenery with the binoculars. That was a little bit annoying because it showed me that I had done everything, and even Poirot didn't give the hint. So that was a little bit annoying. Fortunately, because I was starting to worry that I was stuck, but fortunately I wasn't stuck. I don't know if there's a point where you can get stuck, as I was thinking about the compass situation. I never found the compass at the time when I needed, but it worked out. Anyways, similar with the magnetic stuff. That was weird because there was no point that said that you already have it. I was starting to be a little bit worried when I didn't find it from the garage, which I was thinking would be. But anyways, this is definitely a decentish adventure game. Nothing really hard, but still overall working. I do love the atmosphere. Again, I have a little problem with this. Well, not a problem, but a nagging point. It was in the Murder of the Orient Express also. I didn't make as much as notice in the Murder of the Orient Express. What I really hoped when I was playing the Murder of the Orient Express very first time, I had hoped that making good notes, getting the timelines, that sort of things, those are the things that you need to know when you finally present what happened, and you could get it wrong. Well, you can get wrong, but you are corrected. And this game has the same things also. And maybe a little bit easier maybe a little bit more cleaner, those notes in the game. Like I said, in the Murder of the Orient Express had a good notes what you gathered. This was a little bit problematic, not as clean as Murder of the Orient Express, but overall you really didn't have to remember that much. In the Murder of the Orient Express, there was that problem that they omitted a few of the things you heard from the people and the timelines and whatnot. In this, again, we had some stuff we didn't never use. The varnish, we never used that for anything. I'm guessing it was one of the jars you could try to see which of the women were strongest, although you had 2 bottles for that. The stolen recording equipment never really played any key. Maybe, like I said, when it was found that maybe it was used for the voodoo ritual, but yeah. But again, overall, as for an adventure game, I really enjoyed this. The atmosphere is there. Even though I knew how the real story would go, I wasn't exactly certain how this would go. But as it was shown in the Murder of the Orient Express, you really can't change it that much. That's why I understand that especially the newest Hercule Poirot is a complete different story. Obviously, young Hercule Poirot. But I was checking the trailer today. It really gave me the vibes of a few of the Hercule Poirot story. That's not a bad thing, obviously. And of course, it will take a few points here and there. But when you are doing Agatha Christie story, either you change it totally and it's not even an Agatha Christie story anymore. And if you're using the same characters, same settings and whatnot, then you do have a problem, of course, with that. Because then you have to change the story to be as good as the original was. When you are doing different stories which are not connected to stories of the Agatha Christie, then you have more leniency even when you're using the characters. Because if we say that they change the murderers completely, then they have to make sense in that regard. And especially in the murder of Orient Express, that would need a very huge change. In this, maybe it would be easier, maybe presenting new characters, but then that's the problem. We had a new character, but what would be her motivation then? But yes, that was Agatha Christie, Evil Under the Sun, and I'll have to think about what I'll play next. I hope you enjoyed this series, and hopefully I will see you on some of the other games I play. Anyways, I say goodbye.